What is up, Sagittarius? How are y'all doing, man? Let's take a little look at career and finance for March 2025. I know I've been slacking on this, man, like crazy. But I did just happen to get way ahead of myself this month. So I got plenty of room for all kinds of cool shit in the month of March. So we're going to take a little look at career and finance. So for those of you in need of a personal reading, the information is in the description. And remember, y'all, for those of you who didn't catch the memo, speaking of career and finance, I brought my course on manifesting financial abundance to my website for the month of March. And I'm telling you, that's a special course, man. That's a special one because I got a special Easter egg in that course, man. The quantum physics behind manifestation is in that course. And once you wrap your mind around that concept, it makes everything make sense. It might take a minute to wrap your mind around the concept. Hopefully I explain it in a way that, is easier to understand than when I learned it. I learned it from a former NASA scientist. And so even for those of you who got the Attracting Your Life Partner course, the quantum physics behind manifestation will make that course make more sense too. So, that'll be available all March long. April 1st, it's going bye-bye. The link for that's in the description as well. All right, let's jump on into this. Let's see how things are looking for the Saggies who are currently employed. Currently employed. What's happening? Promotions, firing, layoff, or just boring shit. Let's see. Honestly, for a lot of signs, March has been kind of boring. But hey, it's better boring than things going to shit, right? I would think so. Let's see, man. Let's see. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. Some of y'all might be starting a whole new ass job. Or a second job, possibly. For those of you out there taking some sort of action to start a new job, looks like you got a lot of energy supporting that in the month of March. Some of you might be taking on a little bit too much, though, honestly. Some of you might. I don't know. Also, I'm seeing a lot of mixed messages here. I'm going to throw them out as they yell at me. So, like I said, I see a lot of you starting a new job. If you're taking action towards starting a new job, I'm seeing that happening. Some of you might be starting a second, possibly even a goddamn third job. I don't know, but whatever it is, some of you are taking on a little too much and carrying a really, really heavy burden, maybe to try to make ends meet or whatever the case may be. Some of you are being given an opportunity to change jobs, but you're afraid to make that shift or to abandon what you're comfortable with. I am feeling, though, that the end of your cycle is here. So with the Death card here, your cycle is complete, but a lot of you might be kind of fighting that process out of fear. Things are starting to kind of get a little bit out of your control, and that might be making you a little bit nervous. And you're trying to white knuckle the steering wheel and control things when the universe is trying to strip the old away to make room for the new. So some of you could be, best case scenario, slowing the process down. Worst case scenario, completely getting in your own way, which can lead to cataclysms later on down the line, but I don't think you're going to have to worry about that in the month of March. Either way, though, I'm seeing, I try to, when I do any kind of reading, I try to make as big of a blanket statement as I can. And usually, most of the time, I can figure out how to do that, but this one's hard, though. With the currently employed Saggies, I'm seeing a bunch of different groups of you, all going in different directions. A bunch of groups of you. It's hard. This is really hard to throw a blanket over all of you. This one's tough. This one's tricky. But I think about the only blanket that I can throw over all of you is that your cycle is coming to a completion. Some of you are fucking all about it. You was already 10 steps ahead of it. Others of you are trying to control the way it happens because you're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of things being out of your control. Others of you are completely fighting the whole process altogether. So, okay. Well, let's get some general advice. Let's get some general advice for the currently employed Saggies. General advice. Okay, ooh, 6 of Cups. Fool card reversed. Okay, Temperance. All right, okay. Well, I tell you what, how am I going to word this? There's nothing wrong with not wanting to arbitrarily leap out into the unknown fucking willy-nilly. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But when it all comes down to it, it's all about developing a relationship with the universe. Now, what does that mean when I say that? What that means is you are constantly being guided through life. Constantly. Whether you realize it or not, you are never, ever, ever, ever alone. Ever. You are constantly being guided through your life. Now, there's times when, your guides will just kind of whisper, and if you don't listen to them, well, shit, you're going to fuck up, but then there's other times where it's like, nope, it's time to do this. It's time to do this. And then you're going to be steered in a different direction. Now, you can fight it, but it's kind of like if you could imagine a little 2 or 3 year old toddler who, is wanting to go play and mommy's holding his hand and, he's trying to run this way and mommy's kind of being nice and kind of running with him and slowly guiding him this way. And he's kind of trying to fight against it. And she's kind of being nice and no, this way. And then after a certain point, it's like, no, the car's over here. We're getting in the car. Yoink. So the universe will treat you very similarly. So it's all about paying attention to the way you're being guided. That doesn't mean just kick your feet back and do nothing and let the universe do everything for you, but it also doesn't mean fight against the universe. So there's nothing wrong with not wanting to leap out into the unknown willy-nilly, but pay attention to how much pushback you're receiving from the universe. Pay attention. Because it's kind of natural when things start unfolding in a way that our ego brains can't process, that it does not look like things are happening according to our plans. It's totally natural to want to get in there and white knuckle the steering wheel and try to force things to happen the way we want them to happen. But sometimes the universe is doing that for a reason. And if you continue to fight the death process, see, the leading cause of tower moments in life is fighting against the death process. About 90% of all tower moments are completely preventable. Not all of them, of course not. I'm not saying 100%, but a good 90% of the tower moments we experience in our life, we were warned. Okay? Lightning doesn't just strike out of the clear blue sunshiny sky. It don't work that way, does it? No. What happens is you're chilling in the tower, and then you see the storm clouds rolling in, and then you hear the thunder off in the distance, and then the clouds get closer, then the sky blacks out, then the rain starts falling, then the wind picks up. You've had plenty of time to get down and get the hell out of that tower, but you didn't. You ignored it. And you kept getting warning after warning after warning after warning, and then you just ignored it, and then finally, pow! See what I'm saying? So just be vigilant. Don't fight too hard. Don't fight too hard. There's two things that if we could learn on the spiritual path would solve lots, maybe not all, but lots of our problems. When the universe says no, and when the universe says go. No and go. Those are two things that it's like we don't hear it when the universe opens a door and says, okay, go. No, I'm scared, you know? Or vice versa, when the universe says no and doesn't want to open that door, we want to kick the door down anyway, right? So think about that and use that on your path. All right, now we're going to see what's going on with the Sagittarians who are currently self-employed. Not trying to become self-employed. I'm going to read that next. This here is only for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Sagittarius friends and family who are entrepreneurs, CEOs, LLC owners, S Corp. You know, you are your own boss, and most of you have been for a while. It's nothing new. So let's see what's happening with you guys. What's happening? Currently employed Saggies. Or I'm sorry, self-employed Saggies. What's happening? Anything good? Anything bad? Or just a boring fucking plateau? What's happening? Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay. Well, at least that's stable. That's pretty stable. And the Emperor, that's pretty stable. Queen of Swords reverse, though. Ah, the Devil card. Okay. So there may be somebody who wants to, I don't know. Let me try to figure out how to cover this. For those of you dealing with somebody where you're dealing with a situation where you're working with people, like you have a business partner or you have employees, there may be somebody who doesn't have your best interest at heart. Very, very possibly. But if you just sit at home alone and work by yourself and you don't deal with nobody, you don't fuck with nobody, that could just be somebody from the outside not having your best interest. I don't know why that's coming through, though, because I'm not seeing anything you need to worry about. Maybe that's what it is. This may be a real specific message that only applies to a few of you. But like, say for example, you have a few people in your life and you highly, highly suspect that one of them's a little bit envious of you. Whether it's a friend, family member, whatever the case may be, you just suspect that they're kind of looking at you, you know how fucking salty people are when you have what they want. They get nasty, they get shitty with you. And you may be feeling that vibe coming from somebody. The only reason why I could think this would be coming through is maybe some of you need to hear that you have nothing to worry about. They ain't going to do nothing. And if they try to do anything, it's not going to work. So just quit tripping about it, because I know this may only be for one or two of you. I don't even know how many of you this applies to, but I'm getting here that those of you who this does apply to, I think you know who this person is, and you're very pissed off and irritated about it. You know, like that jealous cousin or brother or sister or friend of a friend. Maybe there's a friend of a friend that, is just envious of you because you got a good life. You get to sit at home and make good fucking money, set your own schedule, and, they're envious of you. You know how people are that are envious, and it just irritates the shit out of you. But again, maybe some of you might be worried that they're going to do something. Maybe that's the only thing I can think as to why this would come through, because there's nothing to worry about. I'm being told to tell you have nothing to worry about. Ain't nobody going to sabotage you. And even if they try, they will fail miserably and make themselves look like complete and total fucking morons. Other than that, though, March looks like kind of a boring month. I'm not going to lie. Looks like kind of a boring month. So March is probably, for the most part, going to be a repeat of February. For the most part. And again, at the end of the day, that's better than things going to shit. Because, you have one of three outcomes. Either things get better, things stay the same, or things get worse. And if things aren't getting better, and the only thing you have to choose from between the two is things staying the same or things getting worse, we'd rather things stay the same, right? Even if you're just barely staying afloat, which is the majority of the people that everybody that I know over the past 2 or 3 years, their business has been slowing down. That's been happening globally, worldwide. Unless you have a business that sells things that people abso-fucking-lutely need, like food or gas or something like that, then more than likely your business has slowed down over the past couple of years. It's been happening to every fucking one. But another thing that's been happening to a lot of people is they've been closing their fucking doors. Well, I've seen that happen to a whole lot of people, closing their doors. So if you're not closing your doors, trust me, you're blessed. You're blessed. As long as you're staying afloat and you have everything you need, you're blessed. You are blessed, because there's people out there right now closing their doors. There's people out there right now losing everything because inflation's just thrown everything through the roof, and businesses are slowing down, and some of them are crashing and burning. So the majority of you're good. Might be a bit of a plateau, but that's a good thing. A plateau is better than a nosedive. But I'm honestly thinking, though, that you will be leveling up soon, but your cycle's not quite complete yet. Not quite. Not quite. This may even cross into Aries season. I'm feeling like there's still a little bit of time in this cycle here. Probably most of Aries season as well. All right, well, let's get some general advice. Self-employed Saggies, general advice. General advice for the self-employed Saggies. Ooh, this is going to sound weird. Okay. There's a few different things here. First of all, understand that worrying is a choice. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Worrying is a choice. Don't worry about money. Don't do that. Don't use your energy worrying about money. And if you accidentally slip in to that vibration, better catch yourself. I'm telling you, dude, you have no idea how powerful your fucking thoughts are. Better catch that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Thought control is your most powerful weapon, is your control over your own thoughts and your own perception. Your ability to flip the switch and say, all right, fuck it. I'm releasing it, letting it go. As long as I've done everything I can possibly do, I've exhausted every option at my disposal, and you can tell yourself that, honestly. All right then, universe, dude, it's all on you. I'm guessing this is the way you want it to be. Okay, cool. All right, universe, dude, I trust you. I have no clue why the fuck you're doing this. I have no fucking clue what you're about to do. But I know that one of these days it's going to make sense. I'm not even going to bother trying to make sense of it right now. Because I know 9 times out of 10, actually, let's be real about it, 10 times out of 10, but let's just be practical. 9 times out of 10, the universe is not going to let you know why it's doing what it's doing until after it's done. You know why? Because if you knew why everything was happening right now the way it was happening and the way it was going to unfold, you would sabotage the process. Yeah, you would. We all would. We all do. We're all humans. We all think we know every goddamn thing, and we don't. We're stupid as shit. We don't know nothing. Okay? That's why the universe doesn't let us know what it's doing. And then after it's over, we look back and we're like, huh, I can't believe that worked out like that. And if you're honest with yourself, if you're dead honest with yourself, you take a look back and I would have fucked that whole process up. If I would have known that that's what was happening, I would have gotten there and I would have fucked it all up. We all would. We all would. But yeah. May sound silly. May even sound a little bit stupid. May sound cliche. But give yourself permission to relax, especially in the month of March 2025, man. Of all months, March 2025, with all these retrogrades and eclipses packed into one goddamn month for Pisces season, closing out the last bit of the old cycle since Aries season 2024 to kick off for Aries season 2025. 2025 is going to be, we have already seen more fucking change in the last 3 months of 2025 than we have in the last 3 years. 2022, 2023, and 2024. 3 years. We've seen more change in January, February, March 2025 than we've seen in 2022, 2023, and 2024. You bet yo goddamn skippy ass 2025 is going to be a year of massive change. Let's relax and let this cycle close out quietly. Okay? Be all good, man. All right. Dadgummit. Let's see. Let's shift gears now. Hang on. I'm going to get some good vibes in here. Hold up. Let me pick a scent. How about sandalwood? All right. Now, we're going to see what's happening with the sun, moon, rising, and Venus Sagittarius family, who's taking action towards becoming self-employed. Not waiting around for the right time, not trying to think of the right idea, but taking action. You're out there doing the damn thing. You're partnering with companies, you're promoting products, you're building your website, you're putting content on your social media or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're doing the damn thing. Okay, we're going to see what's happening with y'all. Let me get these good vibes in here real quick. All right. Hang on. Boop, boop, be doo. All right. Saggies trying to become self-employed. Let's see. Everybody going to be self-employed in the next 5 years anyways. Spoiler alert. But let's see what's happening now in the short term. Empress reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Well, yeah, it seems like things are moving a little bit slow, man. A little bit slow. You've put forth quite a bit of work, energy, and effort. And you're wondering whether or not it's worth continuing putting forth the work, the energy, and the effort. You're not giving up. You're not giving up. You're not throwing in the white towel, but you are contemplating whether or not you should. This is telling me, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I guess, but this is telling me that the majority of you aren't doing something that you truly, 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 truly love. Like if we woke up tomorrow and money didn't exist anymore, poof, no more money, no such thing as money. I'm getting that a lot of you wouldn't even be doing what it is that you're currently doing. So that can affect things energetically. Not saying that you absolutely have to do something that you love. But boy, if you ain't doing something that you love, you're going to have to put forth a lot more work, energy, and effort. It's going to be much, much, much harder to become successful doing something that you don't really like that much. You know? And hey, there's no right way, wrong way to do it. There's not. But I am kind of feeling like some of you have taken on something that maybe you loved it in the beginning. You know, maybe when you first thought of it, like, yeah, I would love to do this. And then now you're becoming disillusioned very quickly, becoming very, very jaded and very bored with it very, very quickly. And you're really starting to lose interest, especially seeing how hard it is to get a business up off the ground. You know, that is totally normal and totally natural. I was just telling Scorpio the same thing. 9 times out of 10, becoming self-employed does not happen overnight. 9 times out of 10. Now, yes, every once in a blue green moon, you hear the story of that person who was working part-time minimum wage at a goddamn coffee shop and then started an online opportunity and, you know, made $10,000 their first month. You hear about that every now and then, but those results are not typical. The majority of us who are self-employed went on a path that was treacherous, flushed thousands of dollars down the toilet for months and months and months, making investments, taking online courses, paying for online coaching, learning how to build websites, filming and editing advertisements and paying for Google ads, paying to run Facebook and Instagram ads, and then build a business and it crashes and burns. And then you build another business and then it crashes and burns. And then you just get up, fall down, get up, fall down, get up, fall down, get up, fall down. That's very normal. Very, very, very normal. I personally don't know anyone who became successful overnight. I know it. I know you hear about it. I'm not saying it's never happened. It happens every now and then. But everybody I know who went from working a 9-to-5 job to becoming a successful entrepreneur, it did not fucking happen overnight. No, it did not. Oh, no, the fuck it didn't. It was a pain in the dick. It sure was. All right, well, let's get a little bit of general advice. Little bit of general advice. What deck do I want to use? How about this one? Little bit of general advice. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Hang on a second. I think I know where that's going, but I'm not going to speak on it yet. Hold on. Okay. All right. Oh, Queen of Pentacles reversed. Well, see, here's the thing. The reason why it's so important that you go through that, through the challenges and the obstacles and the fall down and get back up and all that bullshit, is because you're learning things that you're going to have to fucking know. And 90% of the knowledge that you're going to have in order to make this lifestyle change can't be taught. It can't be. I mean, you can go to all those famous coaches that coach people on becoming self-employed. You could attend fucking Dan Pena's fucking school, and who's another one? Does those big names out there of these successful entrepreneur coaches and speakers and whatnot. You can do all that and cram every bit of knowledge and wisdom that these people have down your throat. That's still only going to contribute to maybe 10% of the knowledge that you're going to have to be able to implement in your new lifestyle. The rest of it has to be learned along the way. It's just one of them things, man, because it's so different and unique for each individual that none of us can give you our story and have it fit your path 100%. Now, yeah, every last one of us that has something to teach here and there can throw you lots of tools that you can use at certain times on your path that'll help. But when it all comes down to it, your path and your story is going to be so unique, there's not going to be another story like it in the history of existence. So you're going to have to create that and experience that on your own. And you're going to have to go through your own unique set of challenges, your own unique set of obstacles. And you're going to have to come up with your own unique solutions to these problems, challenges, and obstacles, and implement them in your own unique idiosyncratic way. So just know that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're not doing something wrong. There's not something that you're not seeing. You're right exactly where you're supposed to be. Whether you realize it or not, you are going through a period of gestation and change. These experiences that you're going through, as shitty as they are molding you into the person who will be very successful at what you do when the time is right. Okay? So stay on the path. Stay in there. I know it sucks. I'm not trying to say it's easy. I'm not trying to downplay the difficulty. It sucks. It's horrible. But keep doing what you're doing. All right? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is in the description. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.